Since you're watching this, I take it that you've already watched Shumi's 45 minutes monologue, which is supposedly his review of the Triumph Speed 400. According to him, except for ride quality, there is nothing else going on, in the bike's favor. Now, which is actually untrue, and he presents rhetorical statements, perspective, and his preference in support, of his argument that the bike has nothing going on much for it. I'll make a separate video on how he is wrong, and I'll be presenting facts, I'll be presenting logic. Right now in this video, I'll just quote one of his most bizarre, in fact downright stupid statements. He says the Triumph Speed 400 revs too quickly to be a genuine retro. Alright, it's like saying that the new Royal Enfields do not vibrate as much, or they do not leak as much, hence they are not true Royal Enfields. What next? No disc brakes on a retro, because then it would be stopping too quickly for a retro? Get out of here, Shumi. I mean, come on, you've kept a beard, right? But you don't go back and start living in a cave, right? You live in an air-conditioned apartment. So that's evolution, that's modernization, and the same applies to motorcycles. Now, but then again, we'll focus on the reason behind his negativity. And this video will actually help you understand, how reviews function. In fact, I had put up a post on YT community and I had asked everyone, what do you think is the reason behind Shumi's negativity for the Triumph Speed 400? And some of you said that, it's his ego, it's his superiority complex, and he wants to sound different. All of that is true, as is evident in his other reviews, but not in this one. A couple of you said that, Shiraz bhai, is it because of money? So let me clarify this once and for all. In fact, I'll make another video on this topic, whether the reviews are paid or not. So once and for all, right now, it would suffice to say the reviews are not paid, okay? Especially when it comes to major media houses like Autocar, Overdrive, and even these guys, okay? A couple of YouTubers / Instagram influencers, I actually club them under one category. I call them influencers, okay? Especially those who have blossomed in the last few years. They do take money, all right? And in fact, they have elaborate deals, offered to them, like 1-year deals. Some of them have 2-3 year deals. So again, all this would be covered in the other video that would be titled whether reviews are paid or not. Right now, take it from me, the reviews are not paid, okay? That said, it does not mean that the reviews are not biased, okay? The reviews can be biased, and in fact, in the majority of cases, they are biased. There are separate reasons for it. For example, Shumi's reasons. We'll talk about Shumi, right? Now, Shumi expects every manufacturer to give him a motorcycle for a review before even that motorcycle is made. Of course, that's an exaggeration, but you get the point. Now, when that does not happen, the manufacturer gets the wrath of Lord Shumi. Okay, for example, watch his CB350 RS video when he was with Power Drift. Watch his, that was a customer's bike, that was an owner's motorcycle, and he borrowed it for the review. Same goes for his first ESD review. And then watch his second video on the ESD, that was from the media ride. You will see, a stark difference. It's a night and day difference between those two videos. Okay, now nothing of that sort happened here. He got the launch invite, he got the first ride invite, the first batch invite. In fact, let me give you a slight background. So what happens on the manufacturer side, there are PR agencies and there are comms people. Comms people are on, manufacturer's payroll, okay. These people consider, the major automotive magazines and the major newspapers like TOI, HT as category A media. The short form is Cat A media. These guys get all the invites, these guys get long termers. That is why you see, you know, like Autocar is the first one to come with, you know, a walk around video and things like that. So now what happened, the launch of the motorcycle was on the 5th, okay, 5th of July. 6th was the first batch, okay, and the rides went up till the 10th of July. I rode the motorcycle on the 9th. So what happened? Now let's come to the meat of this video, okay. Why, you know, why is Shumi so negative about the Triumph Speed 400, in fact for Triumph in general? Because Shumi was blacklisted by Triumph at the Triumph Tiger Sport 660 media ride last year in Dehradun, okay. And Robin, I mean Singhi, because Batman and Robin, Munna Bhai circuit, Shumi, Singhi, same thing. Singhi was blacklisted too. Now, you know, the immediate question some of you might have is, if they were blacklisted, how come they got the invite for the Speed 400? Because the Speed 400 invites were managed by Bajaj, okay. Now, you know, one thing that stamps the fact that they were blacklisted, in fact, I'll give you a couple of evidences. Like I said, I do not believe in rhetorics, okay. I will give you facts, I will give you solid proofs. So, like I said, they got the launch invite, they got the first ride invite. Shumi and Singhi did not go. What they did instead, they sent their junior, Rishabh. I think the gentleman was with Autocar earlier. And why did Shumi and Singhi did not go? Because they were fully aware that this was a launch wherein the Triumph UK people would be there. Yes, they were there, okay. I did talk to, you know, one of them, yes, okay, the main product guy. So, you know, and then it would have been awkward for them, right, for Singhi and Shumi. And the Triumph UK guys were present until the first day of the ride as well. So what they did instead, they sent Rishabh at, you know, for the launch event and for the ride as well. So of course, you know, he came on, he came at the launch, and then he, you know, all the guys who were supposed to ride in the first batch, they stayed over. The rest of us, we went back and then we came on our specific days. Now, what transpired? Okay, let me give you one more proof, okay, that stamps the fact that they were blacklisted. I think hardly, you know, around 15 days or maybe a month later, after the Tiger Sport 660, I'll keep it short, Tiger 660, you know, media ride in Dehradun, Triumph organized the Tiger 1200 ride again in Dehradun, and these two guys were not invited. In fact, that was when you know, the few other guys who were invited, they got to know that, okay, you know what, these guys have been blacklisted. So, going back to the Triumph Tiger 660 media ride in Dehradun, what happened? Okay, just a small background again. I've already told you how, you know, what is category A, and then comes the rest of the media, how it works. It is important for you to know in general how media rides are organized. So, there are two types of media rides. One day media rides, wherein they will call, you know, a handful of people, and they would be riding from morning till evening. Ideally, okay, some just ride for half an hour and make a video and then leave by lunch. And for example, the Harley 440 ride in Jaipur, okay, they called, I think they called many people, and everyone just got to ride for around only 20-30 minutes, that's it. And then there are rides that are, you know, that go on for like 4 or 5 days, okay. The Speed 400 ride was one of them. So, for example, the Cat A, like I told you that, you know, Cat A is riding on the 6th, and then so on and so forth. Now, what happens is, and this is something really important, you have to understand that, like I said, that the Cat A media came on the 5th, okay, they rode on the 6th, and then they were sent back in the evening, on the 6th evening itself. That is when the second batch who are supposed to ride on the 7th, they start coming in. So it happens that, you know, like for example, I was supposed to ride, I rode the bike on the 9th, I went on the 8th, and when I'm, you know, when we are coming in the hotel lobby, these guys are leaving, the ones who had ridden the bike a day earlier, and then we exchange greetings that, you know, on the lines of, hey, how are you, and did you ride the bike? Yes, I rode the bike. They ask me, did you ride the bike, because they do not know that I've just come, and I tell them that no, I'll be riding it tomorrow, and all right, have fun, and yeah, goodbye, that's it. That's the extent of exchange. Okay. Now coming to the Tiger 660 media, right? There were two things that were different. Number one, they had just two batches. One was, you know, proper auto journalists like Cat A Media. Okay, of course, there are, you know, other people are also, you know, journalists, auto journalists like me, like others. But then Triumph on that particular media right, in fact on most media rights, they invite only a handful of auto journalists, okay, primarily Cat A auto journalists. And then the second batch comprised influencers, hardcore influencers, okay. Now the second difference was, let's say, you know, for example, that you know, the event happened on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay, just for example. It might have happened on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you know, just for you know, this conversation and you know, in order to make you help visualize, let's keep it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Monday evening is when the Cat A media comes in, okay, and Tuesday they ride. Tuesday evening ideally they should be flown back. That does not happen. They were flown back on Wednesday, okay. And the second batch, the influencers, they start coming in on Tuesday evening. So now what is happening on Tuesday evening around dinner time, everyone is there. The first batch and the second batch as well, okay. Now what happens, right outside the dinner venue, okay, the place where the dinner was being served, right outside that, all the motorcycles were lined up and they were being readied by the Triumph guys for the second batch who would be riding the next day, okay. So now what is happening, the first batch is relaxed because they have ridden the you know, motorcycle, they have shot everything and they are relaxed, they are having drinks, having dinner, and the second batch, they are all excited that, you know, yeah, we will be riding the bike the next day. Now the bikes were allotted to them in the evening itself, you know, somewhere around, yeah, 7, 8, but that is not important. What is important is, while the bikes were being allotted, the Triumph tech guy was helping them, you know, connect their phones, sync their GoPros, because yes, it has that feature, so that, you know, they can save the time and just start riding the next day, okay. Now, so what's happening, I am sure you're able to visualize that there are people inside and there are people outside, majorly the second batch, who are, you know, getting acquainted with the motorcycles. Now, these two gentlemen, okay, Batman and Robin, they picked, for example, you know, you have a line of 10 bikes or 12 bikes, they have chosen one bike and they're having a smoke and they are ripping the bike apart, okay, of course, verbally. Okay, they do not have the expertise to do it, you know, via tools and or by any other means. They are just shitting all over the bike. You know, this is bad, that is bad. Now, you have to understand one thing. Because of their tenure, because of their exposure, they exercise a lot of power in the industry. Okay, when I say that, I mean influence. Now, please understand, and I'm sure you're already aware of it, the influencers, technically, they are not strong. Okay, so that's a topic for some other day, but right now let's just, you know, it would suffice to say that technically they are not strong. Now what is happening, okay, now the someone working with TOI Auto, someone working with HT Auto, they are noobs as well, like the influencers. They do not have any technical knowledge. However, just because they are representing TOI and HT, that is why they are called, they are considered category A media. So now these, you know, these two categories of journalists and influencers, they look up to people like Shumi, Singhi, okay, because of their tenure. And so say for example, someone is, you know, a TOI HT auto guy is coming after having dinner, okay, perhaps he wants to have a smoke, and he listens to, or he overhears Shumi and Singhi ripping apart the bike, and this is not good, that is not good, and he'll be thinking to himself, you know what, I rode the bike and I did not find any of that, but then I think, these guys must be right. So what they've done is they've influenced their reviews, and more importantly, they have influenced, those influencers' assessment even before they have, started riding the motorcycle. Now Triumph guys of course observed that, and they walked up to Shumi and Singhi in an effort to just, take them away from that spot, and damage control or whatever you want to call it. See, ideally what should happen is, you have ridden a motorcycle, keep your observations to yourself at that point in time, give feedback to Triumph, okay, and in fact, they ask for it. Sometimes they have an agency as well that takes your bite, okay. All manufacturers do that, and put everything in your review. Do not, influence the others, reviews. Give them an opportunity to have their individual assessments, okay. So, all right, most importantly, okay, so again, they were again dispersed, and after that, okay, Triumph guys, they had a meeting and they were blacklisted. It was decided that they'll be blacklisted. What actually, triggered this was, in addition to what I just told you. So Triumph had, chalked out a route of 72 kilometers one side and 72 kilometers, on the way back. And these two routes were different. The first one, you're riding 72 kilometers, that was a well paved, you can do all of that cornering shots that you want and do your PTCs, and it was a very scenic route. The return route, okay, had rough patches, bad patches, and there you would be testing the suspension and everything. Why would a manufacturer do that? The manufacturer would do that, when it has, trust in its product, right? And again, I'm not a bloody, spokesperson for the manufacturer, but credit where it's due. There are manufacturers, who would just say that, only ride on the track, do not deviate, and just ride for 15 minutes. And then there are manufacturers who would give you the bike and, do this route, come back, and take the bike anywhere else if you want. Okay, we know our product. Now what these guys did, forget about completing the 72 plus 72 kilometers, what is it, like 144 kilometers route. They did not even complete the first part of it. They just went 30 kilometers, yeah, and you can take my word for it, okay. They went 30 kilometers and they came back and they told Triumph, you know what, it did not speak to us, it did not speak to me, okay. And whatever Batman says, Robin of course has to follow, all right. So there, Triumph getting pissed off was absolutely genuine. Why? I mean, it's obvious, you are not riding the bike like it is supposed to ride. For example, I'll tell you, okay, in fact, I'll come back to that, the numbers. And then you are, just shitting all over the motorcycle. The Speed 400. Okay, let me just, conclude this part first. See, for example, if you did not know any of this, okay, the question that you should have asked yourself and then to Shumi as well is, like Shumi said, that Rishabh rode the bike for around 150 kilometers. Well, 131 kilometers is the correct number. He rode the bike for around 50-60 kilometers. 58 kilometers is the correct number, let me tell you that. And Singhi says he rode the bike for around max 1 kilometer. So, okay, so in total they rode the bike for what? 190 kilometers. I rode the bike for 201 kilometers, okay, and I'm the only one who showed, the odometer reading at the beginning, the odometer reading at the end, and the trip meter in the beginning. Of course, I reset it to 0, and the trip meter reading at the end, all right. So from now on, you need to start questioning every reviewer. In fact, you need to right now, in fact, go to a reviewer's latest review and write that, you know what, dude, in your next review, show us the odometer reading, initial odometer reading, and when you conclude the review. Okay. Now, the second thing that you should be asking, especially Shumi, is if Rishabh rode the bike for 131 kilometers, where the fuck is he in the video? Why are you, okay, who just rode the bike for 50-60 kilometers, and Singhi, who rode the bike for just 1 kilometer, are just blabbering about the motorcycle, are just harping on, harping about stuff that you have no clue about? That is the question that you should be asking. All right. So that is all. I believe now you know, okay, how reviews work in general and why Shumi has been so negative about it. Okay. In fact, a couple of things more. If you think that, if you want to cross check whether Shumi was present at the Triumph launch, you can, almost everyone was there except Shumi and Singhi. You can, for example, if you are in touch with Dino, okay, you can talk to him and ask him if he saw Shumi or Singhi there. Okay, he will tell you, no, he was, Shumi, these guys were not there. Same goes for the Tiger 1200 ride. Please cross check that, okay. Yeah, so that was it, and I hope now you have clarity, and if you have any questions for me, please feel free to ask them in the comment section below. If you want to know more about how reviews function, you have any peculiar topic that you want me to make a review on, please tell me and I'll certainly oblige. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, hit the like button and do leave a comment, okay? And I'll see you soon in the next one. Thank you so much.